Just chips. You know, wanting a fish because he just put one in. Chips will be a wee minute. Happy to wait? OK, no belong. What was I saying? No, my mother sent me to ballet lessons when I was wee. I don't know how she paid for it. Like, no, wait a minute. She didn't pay for it. Who paid for it? Here's me telling you she sent me. I remember going on and on and on about it, and she was like, ballet lessons? Who's got money for ballet lessons? She says, if it's practising at the bar you're wanting, away up to the Red Lion and see your father. He'll show you. Who paid for us to go, though? Can't mind. I had visions of being up on points. You had to be older before they let you do that. I never got that far. You mind how we used to birrel roon and roon in our sticky-out petticoats? That was how you tested a new frock, eh? Doreen was like, do you mind wee Doreen McCafferty? Stayed 2 doors along. Aye, her. Smelled of gas. Her father was fiddling the gas meter, maybe. House had a gas leak, something weird, I don't know. Nice lassie. She was like, oh, Cecilia, I like your frock. Does it birrel? There was a wee dancer in Grandma's jewellery box. I wanted to be like that. I thought that was all a ballet dancer did. Went up on their toes and birrelled roon and roon. Imagine wanting to be a thing that comes out of a box and then gets shut away again. You're daft when you're wee. Grandma was nicer than my mother. My dad's mother. Wee grandma. Never saw my other granny. Big grandma. Wee grandma would comb my hair for me. It was never tuggy when she did it. She did this thing once, like she said they used to do when she was wee. She tied it up in rags. It came out like long ringlets. It bounced when you ran. Not that she let us run. Walk like ladies. She bought us ribbons from the wee shop beside the dairy. I had blue. My wee sister had pink. And we were aye playing outside in the sun all day long. My earliest memory. Oh, hold on. Wait till I get this bloke served. Watch this. Smoked sausage supper. Yes, darling. What can I get you? No fancy a wee bit fish for a change, eh? Haddock's lovely the night. Creamy, sweet as a nut. Line caught, inshore. Wee fillets. No that deep sea rubbish. Smoked sausage supper. Well, if you're sure. $4.90. Yeah, I know it's dear. Well, that's the price of fish these days. I ken it's a sausage. Aye, well. Night-night. Smoked sausage. Lethal bloody things. Fat, salt and chemicals. Better off having a white pudding with no meat in it at all instead of some poor animal dying and getting turned into a tube of extruded meat. Where were we? Earliest memory. Running on the sand. I remember running along the shallows and I must have fell and got all wet and getting picked up and crying and being put into my dad's vest. It was like a wee dress on me. He must have taken it off for me to wear. That was nice, eh? I don't remember much about him. He wasn't around much when we were growing up. I thought he was a lovely man. I found out he really was, in the end. Of course, I never found out what happened. My mother just told us he went away. Probably drove him away, poor man. He used to take us all out to the country. Picnics and making dams and wee burns and rowing on a loch. But oh aye, I was aye falling in. If there was water, I was guaranteed to fall in. Everywhere we went, trying to cross a burn, they'd be, watch, there's a sugary stain, and I'd be the one that would step right on it, and in I'd go. Dunbar Harbour. Oh, they're saying, come away from the edge, mind your feet on the coiled up ropes. And I turned round and shouted, eh? And the next thing, oh, the bairns fell in. I saw a lobster, you see. You ever seen one in the water? It was a deep navy blue with white marks on it. Dad said it must have fallen off a boat. I wanted it. I wanted to grab it and take it home. I thought I would slip into the water and mesmerise it, and the lobster wouldn't move, My legs would bend in the water and my body would slip under the surface and I would snake down and the lobster would curl up its tail and waggle its antenna and I'd grab it. Dad told me you had to cook them before you could eat their meat. I didn't know that. I didn't know they went orange when they were cooked. We don't do it in here though. We don't do lobster. Lorenzo doesn't know how to cook anything unless you can dump it in batter and deep fry it. He does scampi flavour seafood tails. You ken what they are? Starch and fish pulp, shaped to look like prawn tails. Like that smoked sausage. Fake crap kidding on to be proper food. It's all twisted. They take a bit of a cow, mush it up into a sausage, and punters eat it because it doesn't look like an animal. They take a bit of fish, mush it up with potato starch, make it look like seafood, and punters eat it because it does look like an animal. My pal's wee lassie only eats tomato soup, beans and crisps. I says, don't give in to her. My pal said she tried that, but the bairn nearly starved herself. She's a wonder, that woman. She's a wonderful friend. Wee Sandra. Kid's lucky to have a mother like her. She's got more patience than me. Yes, lads. What are you for? 2 fish suppers. 3 macaroni pies at Lorenzo. We got any black pudding tonight? He's not got any black pudding on the go now. What about haggis? It's all right, Lorenzo. Haggis will do. Suppers are single. Chips will no be a minute. What about you, darling? It's haddock the night. Nay, cod, sorry. Single fish, onion rings. Coming up. Paying all together? OK, so that's £12.90 for you two. Bottle Iron Brew, 2 Mars bars. £9.20 for you. 80p change. Lorenzo will wrap that for you when it's ready. Here's yours. 5 and 5's 10. And there you go. Anything else? Thanks. Cheerio. So, anyway, how you keeping? Me? Well, you see it all. Just as well the lads came in, eh? It was getting guy deep. It's this new course I'm going to be doing. I'm really getting into it. I'll tell you what though, if it was challenge I was looking for, I've got it right here, working in a chip shop. Look at this lot. Wall-to-wall sweeties, deep fat fryer, rolls, fizzy drinks, bings of chips. See, before, if I'd been working here, the customers wouldn't have got a look in. I'd have eaten the lot. I've lost 4 stone. 4. See my shoes? They're like boats on me. No, I didn't think your feet lost weight either. Still big ungainly things, but they're narrower. I had long, narrow feet. Couldn't get shoes to fit me when I was wee. Hated new shoes, lest they were ballet shoes. It was the size of my feet that put paid to the ballet. Well, that's my story. But I fancied myself as a ballet dancer. Wasn't to be. Know what I did last week? You'll laugh. You will. I went to the gym. I did. Aqua aerobics. On bikes. Again. I never thought anything would get me on a bike, but you're waist deep in the water. In the dive pool, they bring up the floor. It's amazing. They bring up the floor. Then they put out all these bikes, and then the floor goes down and it fills with water, and you're pedalling away. This wife says to me, "Oh, I feel so fat in this swimsuit." I says, "Me too." She says, You're slim." I says, "Me?" She says, "Yes, you've got a lovely figure." I says, "Away." She says, "How do you do it?" I mean, I'm not slim. I'm still pounds off my target weight. Compared to her, though, I suppose. But she was braver than me. The thought of perching my behind on that wee saddle, even underwater, when I was as big as her. And I was as big as her. Telling you, when she looked at me and said that, I thought, maybe I can do this, you know? Get my life back. I used to be so fit. I used to do my yoga in the mornings. I used to run and dance. I was so active. Till my life went pear-shaped. Literally. Aye. 4 stone off. And I'm not tempted at all working in here. It's the psychology of it, you see. I don't need to eat. Not now I've left him. It was him made me get fat. Oh, aye, it was. That sounds like an excuse. I know. See, at the end of the class, you get to lie down. That's the best bit. I look forward to that bit. We're all laid out on the mats, and the instructor says, "Up on your feet, see you next week." Well, the woman just lay there. She looks up at me like a pup on an ice floe. Kill me now. I was just like her. I could sympathise. With me, it was having babies and cooking for the lot of them, and him I wanting a pudding. What's for afters? I never had a sweet tooth before I met him. Got to the stage he'd come out with his what's for afters, and I'd have happily gone, roly-poly pudding, and jumped on him and smothered the fat bastard. But we'll not go into our sex life. I mean, he wasn't exactly slim to start with, but what a pair we turned into. Blimps. See, near the end, before I left him, the very thought of the two of us trying to be like a pair of weather balloons bumping together. Who wants that? Oh, I'd better shut up. I'll put myself off my dinner. Maybe that's why I got fat, to put him off. Maybe that's why he started seeing somebody else. Aye, he did. Of course he did. Wasn't getting any from me. Don't know what another woman would see in him. Maybe she thinks he's got money. Couldn't it be his looks? Or his conversation? Gonna marry us, hen. How's that for romantic? Not even anywhere nice, just the local pub. Place was packed. Should have seen his face when I said OK. Sandra told me Daft Alec told her that Bruce, that's his name, my man, had given him a £20 note to pretend that he had a bet on with him that I would say no. So I thought, I'll give him a fright and say aye. I didn't know the joke would backfire. I'm not telling you why. You can guess. Well, you can count. Our eldest is 7, 8 this February. Right? Anyway, his fancy bit can have him now. She can have him. I can't go back. How can I go back? I never much wanted kids. But see, if you fall pregnant and you have it, well, after you have it, you forget what it felt like to not want it. They're not a baby when they're here. They're a wee person. And I mean, you ken my two. How could you not want them? I'm not going to cry. Can I cry at your work? The boss doesn't know. I've not told him I'm married. He doesn't know I've got 2 bairns. It's just, I couldn't say. Not the way things were. You think I'm wrong. You think I should go back. I can't. I couldn't take them both. I couldn't have one and not the other one. How could I work and look after a bairn on my own? And what about school? The wee yin's too wee to understand, but what would either of them think if I took one and not the other? Wee Sandra's keeping an eye. She'll see them all right. They don't know how close I am, living here. I'm keeping a low profile, for now. See how it goes. Abuse? Is that what you're thinking? No. I'd have been out that door. No. I had to leave, but that's not why. It's the poor bisms that think they love their men I feel sorry for. You hear it all the time. But I love him. No, you don't. That's not love. That's, I hate myself and I deserve all I get. Women do it too. Partners do it to partners, whatever sex they are. Equal marriage. Equal disgusting behaviour, all because folk can't stand being alone. They lash out and then it's, I didn't mean it, it won't happen again, don't leave me. What they mean is, I'm angry because I've never known real love, so I'll hit something and you'll do. Oh, I get it. That's why you think I should go back. I should be grateful because he didn't hit me. That good enough, is it? The whole time I was married, like the whole time, I was never well. I was ill the whole time. You think I brought it all on myself? Maybe I did. I had rotten pregnancies. You're supposed to glow. I dragged myself around. I ate rubbish. My body wanted... I don't know what it wanted, but I couldn't get it. I wanted food that was alive, for my brain, as well as my stomach. You get fed all this advertising of processed packets of supermarket crud. I wanted to catch it for myself. I mean, I wanted to get it for myself. I never wanted to lie around and have it provided for me. Oh, I know he was doing his best. You can't ask for better than somebody's best, but I think a lot of it was for show. Sit down, I'll carry that. Eat this, don't do that. Stay at home, don't go out. I couldn't breathe or get any time to myself. You forget who you are. It started during the first pregnancy. I was fine. I was big, but I was fine. But, oh no, God's sake, woman, don't lift that. Don't move, I'll get the car. I'll go to the shops. My ankles swelled, my back gave in, the telly went on, my brain went dead, and then after the children came along, the sex just stopped. Well, first it was just the occasional cuddle that stopped because... well, maybe that was my fault. He never knew you could just touch a woman. He thought if you touched a woman, you had to have sex. I wanted a cuddle now and again, without it having to lead to something. But he couldn't see that. I got treated like a shrine. He tiptoed around me, and when the baby came, I was sore, I was weepy, I still looked pregnant. See, when I got pregnant the second time, he said it was because I made the first move. I wasn't making a move. I was just looking for a bit of... I wanted... I don't know. Not sex. Love. I had found my wee swimsuit I used to wear. Skimpy bit of cloth. It was in the back of the wardrobe. He must have put it there, I certainly didn't. Didn't know I even still had it. How I had ever got into it, I couldn't get one leg down it. And I was crying. And he came through to the bedroom. I just wanted, I don't know, a hug. Something to tell me I was still attractive. He must have been making love to a memory, for it certainly wasn't me. But see, since the time I knew I was going to leave him, which was a long time before I actually did, I've not had a cold, not a twinge, not a tummy bug, nothing. That tells you something. I was ill when I thought I was stuck. Anything the kids got, I got. Mind you, you can't take to your bed. You work through it. He was the same, I'll give him that. If he got ill enough to be off his work, he couldn't just hole up and stay out the way. He'd be hanging about the house. I'd be saying, why don't you go to your bed and I'll bring you something to eat? But no, he's not at all. It's all in the mind. I think it was. I think he was right. If you get ill, sometimes it is in your mind. Oh, here we go. Here's white pudding, supper, 4 rolls and a bottle of Vimto coming in. Hi there. White pudding, butter on the rolls, £3.20. 30 change. Ta. Cheerio. I'll no go back. There's nobody else. I'm not interested in another man or anything. I'm not over the hill, I know that, but I decided I'd rather be alone than with the wrong one. So if that's the way it has to be, that's the way it has to be. I see the kids. They don't see me. Now I've lost the weight, I'm not so easy to spot. And I'm niftier on my feet. They're fine. He thinks it was his idea to get Sandra in to look after them. I'll get in touch when I've worked a few things out, when I'm me again. In the long run, it'll all be for the best. It was both the hardest thing I've ever done in my life and the easiest. I did have a plan, I just didn't know how or when I was going to actually get the courage to put it into action. And then things just clicked into place. Once it was done, it was done. The adrenaline kicked in and the next thing I knew I was miles away. I got this text from this woman, Gina, out the blue, about my dad. Her and him had been living not that far away. He'd asked her to contact me. Not to come and see him or anything. She said it was just that he had a wee present for me. I knew right away. He had got taken into hospital. He had said he'd told her to wait until afterwards. I think she thought if she could persuade me to come, not that I needed any persuasion. She didn't have to do that, you know. She could have kept quiet. Very next morning, he died. Aye. When I was on the train going up to see him. They'd only been an hour's train journey away. All that time I had thought that he never cared about us. I'm not telling you any details about what he left me, by the way. I know I talk a lot, but there's some things I'm not telling you. Plausible deniability. It was enough. Anyway, I saw Gina. I didn't go and see him at the hospital. I could have, but I didn't want my last memory of him to be that. I had nearly bumped into Alec, of all people, when I got to the train station. He never saw me. Nobody saw me. I took the Inverness train. I had my nightie and a toilet bag. Don't think I knew why I took an overnight bag. I suppose I thought I might end up staying overnight. 6 cents. It wasn't part of the plan. Not that I had a plan. Well, I had a long-term plan, but of course my dad was still alive at this point. I thought I might want to stick around, like, you know, if we had things to talk about. Well, I don't know. Anyway, Sandra ran me to the station, and then it all happened so fast. I'm standing on the platform waiting for the train to come home again that night. Train comes into the station and, well, I never got on it. I phoned Gina. I phoned Sandra, of course. Gina let me stay with her for a wee while. I helped her arrange my dad's funeral. I never told a soul where I actually was. Not even Sandra. Not my mother. I doubt she even knows yet my dad's away. I believe my sister knows, but she never knew Dad. He left before she was born, while my mother was pregnant with her. I've not seen hide nor hair of her in years. I met all these people that knew him. Never met any of them ever before in my life. But one of them said she remembered me as a wee lassie. Some of them were just folk Dad had worked beside. A lovely bunch. They made me so welcome. Told me things about my dad. He was a lovely man. I knew he had to be. I just wish... But wishing doesn't get you anywhere. We are where we are. There is another old auntie. I've still to meet her. It's sad. She's in a nursing home somewhere. Dad's big sister. Quite a bit older. Well-to-do. Maybe it was her that paid for the ballet lessons. Ugh, who knows? I doubt any of that lot had money back then. If I go and see her, maybe I'll ask her. If I go. I never took Bruce's surname when we got married. Nobody from down there can trace me up here. So long as Sandra keeps quiet, and you, of course, but you'll not go telling anybody. I just sort of quietly went invisible. I'm happy, happier, feeling more like myself anyway. The new me. I mean, this isn't my job, this is a job. See, that's another thing he could never understand. I said I wanted to do something with my life, get a job. I didn't mean a job, I meant I wanted to do something that mattered. The fuss he made when I started studying for my exams, I told him I needed to get the entrance qualifications if I was going to go to university. University? You? Could have throttled him. But I did it. One science subject, English, maths, geography and a language. I'm not telling you what the course is. I've got a place. September. That's all you need to know. That's what I wanted to do back when I was at school. But I didn't think I was clever enough. My mother said, girls don't do that kind of thing. I know, in this day and age. My dad wouldn't have said that. I know that now. I was so lacking in confidence. See, when Gina's text came, it was like a sign. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't look at me like that. Don't accuse me like that. Yes, Bruce is a good father. He does his best. He'll keep doing his best for the kids. There's no way he was going to let me go. That wasn't a life. Okay, look at it this way. If it was the other way around, if it was him wanting to go off and work or study or do something big or just take up bloody scuba diving or golf, I mean, would anybody say anything about him leaving his wife and kids at home? They'd feel sorry for him missing them, but they'd not stop him. I am not abandoning my children. Don't give me that look. If things were equal, there would be no need for a defiant act because it wouldn't be defiance. There are other ways of living. That's all. Yes, what can I get you? Chips and cheese, we don't do that here. Aye, well, maybe we should. Not curry sauce either. No cod tonight. Had it. No place, sorry. Yes, there's pies. Scotch pies, steak pies, macaroni cheese pies, chicken quarters, deep fried tropical king rib, scampi fries, smoked sausage, white pudding, black pudding, sorry, no black pudding, haggis, onion rings. Okay, never mind. Try over the road. Yes, we have got Mars bars, but Lorenzo draws the line at deep frying them. You know that was a piss take and not a real thing. Aye, night then. Next. 2 fish suppers, bottle of Coke. Next. Cod and chips, no cod. Haddock do? Just putting them in. Wait 5 minutes. Stand over there. Next, fish. And another fish. Are you waiting on fish? 5 minutes. That okay? Fine. My mother. Never seen her in years. She's away, somewhere. Torremolinos. Somewhere hot. Bruce was saying we should go and visit her. Just me and the kids. He wouldn't go. Can't he get a decent pint in any places, he says. Like he would know. Nah, mother's no fussy about me. No fussy about her grandchildren. Kids are sell on about a lot of things, my mother. Like that Terry she's shacked up with isn't taking her for every penny she's not got. Sleazy old lech. She's not fussy about me. I'm not fussy about her. One thing's certain. I would never put that much water between me and my kids. Look, I'd better get some work done or Lorenzo will be on my case. I'll be getting busy soon. I'll need to get the rolls done for the onslaught. Oh, what's Sandra texting me at this time for? Can you look? Lorenzo hates seeing staff on their phone in the front shop. You check it for me.
Celia, come home. Now. Right now. CID opening homicide case.
Eh? What on earth?
They think you are dead.
Eh?
Murdered.
Dead?
By Bruce.
Eh?
Honest. No joke. Can't cover for you. Not now. Not for this. Come home. Now.
Shit.